Shalom, this is Sophia, the Ameru Khan Mariam, and I just wanted to make a quick video on an observation that I made about the difference between like divine intervention to prevent you from doing something bad and chaos magic. Okay, so when divine intervention happens, it's something that doesn't it slows you down, right, from getting somewhere at a certain time, but it doesn't have an after effect. Like there's no like I'm calling it like spiritual residue. There's no like little things that are left that just remind you on this, this thing that happened. When you go to remember it, it's like it's a clean memory, meaning there's no physical evidence of it. It's like, again, like an extraction. It's a clean memory. When you have chaos magic done to you, there's always some kind of residue. So what does that mean? So I'm trying to record this, but I'll show you on my hand, which is kind of hard. As you can see, sorry, I can't get any close. The other day, somebody was doing some chaos magic at me, and I was cooking some chicken, and the grease splashed only on my wrist, like just right here, but it didn't hurt. So whatever they were trying to do to me, it didn't work, because when the grease hit my arm, it didn't hurt. It wasn't until like 2 hours later where I was like, oh, it's starting to hurt with that. Hadn't even thought about the grease splashing me. Like, I was like, oh, it's starting to hurt with this grease splash me. I need to do something about that. So I asked my old man, what can I put on, this grease burn that I got? And he was like, oh, put some butter on it. So I put some butter on it, and I didn't think about it. So the next day, nothing happened. Like, it didn't hurt. I didn't have any scars. Nothing happened. Then, see, this happened on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So about Thursday, I started getting like this thing on my wrist, and I was like, that's weird. And then Friday, this whole, thing showed up with the scars and all of that. And I was like, dang, that's crazy. Look at that. Why did that happen? When it hit me, nothing even happened. So I just take this as this is chaos magic somebody threw at me, and there's residue, because I don't know if this is going to scar permanently. Hopefully it won't, but it's just, this is something that I can physically see. So this morning on my way to church, I have begun working with a new saint, and anyway, so I'm trying to go to church this morning. So I had planned not to take my son. Well, of course, he was awake, and he's never awake on Sunday. So I'm like, okay, let me just put his clothes on him and bring him. That was fine. So we go to get in the car, and the door won't open. And I was like, what do you mean? What is this going on? The door won't open. So I'm in the car. I was trying to do this in the car. If you can see right here, the actual thing is stuck in the door. It's actually stuck in the door, like the seatbelt. It's stuck in the door, and this door has the child lock on it. So I can't open it from the inside. I can't open it from the outside. And I'm going to have to get my old man to figure out how to get this door open. To me, that's somebody trying to do chaos magic, because that's going to be a problem. That's not something I can easily solve. So let me give you an example of the opposite. When I had divine intervention in the same car, I had my gym bag and my water shoes in the trunk. Like, it's a minivan, so it's kind of far back. So I stopped at the gym, and I tried to open the trunk, but I couldn't get it open. I was like, what's going on with this? So I hit the unlock button. I went back, forth. I couldn't get it open. Finally, my water shoes were not inside my gym bag. Finally, I pulled my gym bag up just from the back seat and went inside. So when I got inside, I finished working out. I was going to get into the pool, and my water shoes were still in the car. So halfway to the car to get the water shoes, I was like, oh, I need to just go home. I need to just go home. So I turned back around, got myself, and got in the car and went in the house. And I did need to go home because there was some research, something that came together, you know, some sort of spiritual download I got because I didn't get into that water. And now that I understand the Leviathan, I'm kind of starting to see where all this stuff is going. So, but the very next day I went to open the trunk, there was no problems. It was like it never happened. That was like, that's so strange. Like, I just went to open the trunk like normal, and it was no issue. So that is to say, that is how you can tell whether it's like somebody doing chaos magic or somebody, you know, or divine intervention from the angels. The angels is not going to leave no residue. And I know that's true because the saint that I'm studying, when the angels interceded for her, there was no residue. So for example, she was wrapped up in an anchor and thrown in the river, and when the angels brought her out the river, she wasn't even wet. There was no residue. There was no like whatever left. And so that's how you can tell if somebody is doing some chaos magic on you or if it's divine intervention. And these things will become, you know, it's just the subtle energies, and you really want to be able to tap into what is good for you. So I know that the you know, whoever's doing the chaos magic at me did not want me to make it to church, of course, because how church is. So of course they didn't want me to make it, but specifically today because of the saint that I'm working with. So, but of course my ancestors and my divine angels didn't want me to get into the water because of the Leviathan energy. And I was unaware of that, and that could have been something that was really, you know, bad at that moment. So, and I didn't get in the water until I went to clear. I remember after that, I went to the ocean and I cleared my, I did a cord cleanse, cord cutting. Right. So anyway, that's just, I forgot the rest of that story. Unbelievable. Anyway, so that is to say, this is how, you know, some of these things work. I'm just giving examples because I know nobody will ever tell you the examples. They will just say, oh, all the stuff is good or all the stuff is bad, but there is a difference. So now I'm stuck with this whole, you know, issue with this car situation, which is crazy, whereas I had another car thing that wasn't crazy. So I can compare them side by side. So I just wanted to let people know what the difference was and what some things that they could look out for. So shalom everyone, and we'll see you in the next video.